Okay, so now we're gonna make the boxes for the game. So we're gonna go right where, after we've loaded the title, and then a little message for the players. So right here. Now you can do white space, but it's not recommended. They'll ignore all the blank lines. So there's a table tag. Remember to open and close. So inside of the table tag, you can do table row. That's what TR stands for. So inside of table row, which would be a row, so there's 3 rows, right? You could do table down. That's what that stands for. Now we're going to give them some IDs here. I'm going to say box 1. And then I'm just going to copy that. 1, 3, 2, and then copy that. Except 4, 5, because you can't duplicate an ID. An ID is an ID. Okay. So now we have 3 rows, right? Oh, right, we can't see them. Right, yes, okay. We gotta add some CSS here. So now, as long as it looks like this, you should be good to go. To check that everything's good, we should give it some coloring or borders. So we're gonna do table down, because those are the things you want to see the most, the boxes, so you know who's in what spot. So you can give it a width and a height, a border. You can text align, font size, all kinds of stuff. Because the font size with whatever's inside, like the X's and the O's. So first, if I do border, you choose how big you want it to be. So you could do like 5 or whatever pixels. That's what PX is. And then you say solid, and then you pick a color. I'm just gonna say black. Remember the semicolon. And then see how tiny that is? That is so small. So if you do like width 200 pixels and a height of, let's say, 100 pixels, that's a lot better. But you can choose what you want, customize it, make it a good size that you like. And then for the future, I'm just going to make the font size 40 points. I'll have to deal with that later. And I like to make sure that it's going to be centered, even though it isn't a div, but it's in another thing here, so it might not contribute. So that's how I'm going to leave it right there. And that is how you make the boxes. Now, when we go back in our HTML here, so on the table, we're going to have to add JavaScript so we can actually click on it. That's the user interactivity, so we're going to have to use JavaScript for that. So there's going to be an on-click event because we're clicking on the boxes. So I'm going to say on-click, and I'm going to create my own function that's going to be called turn. You can call it something else if you really want to. And then that's where we'll create our, make sure you save it in the same spot. Remember, like I said, it should be .js for JavaScript, and it should be the same spot where your other 2 files are. And if you already put a name down where you put this line, I did main, that's why I did main here. Those names need to match. And then that's where we're going to create a function. And since I called it turn, That's what I'm calling it here. And it's taking in that event. And that is where we'll pick up next time. So that's what we did, and this is what we did. You can do whatever you want to customize that box setup.